Hello, good day, and welcome. I'm Timotab, and today I'm going to solve Scattershot by Riffclown. If you would like to try solving this puzzle for yourself, it will be the first link in the description. And let's have a look at the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply, so place the digits 1 to 9 in every row, column, and box without repetition. And box. There we go. Arrows. Digits on an arrow must sum to the digit placed in that arrow's circle. Digits may repeat on an arrow if allowed by other rules. So, and because of the way these arrows split, we kind of treat them as two separate arrows. So, yeah, I can't think of a good example. All right, if this were a 6, this could be a 2 and a 4. But those three digits will have to add up to that, and those three digits will have to add up to that as well. And that's all the rules, which is not a lot. All right, I am going to restart the puzzle to reset the timer, and let's begin. Okay, these 4 digits have to be different, and none of them can be a 1. So they are at a minimum 2, 3, 4, and 5. 2, 3, 4, and 5 makes 14, plus at least 1 there is 15, which is counted twice, so that's 16, and then divide by 2, and that makes 8. So this is at least an 8. Okay, a line can never go on an arrow unless it's just a 1-cell arrow that goes across a border diagonally. So those are not lines, those are not lines. One of those two is a 9. So those are not 9s, those are not 9s. One of these two is a 9. Those are not 9s, those can't be 9s. That's not a 9 because of the one pointing that way. So one of those two is a 9. That places a 9 there. None of these arrow cells can be a 9, nor can they. So one of those two is a 9. That makes this a 9. Those are not 9s, nor is that. So one of those two is a 9. That makes this 9. That's not 9. This is a 9. Okay, that was quite nice. I liked that. Now these are 3-cell arrows, apart from this one. So I can't place an 8 on a, well, no, I can't place an 8 on a 3-cell arrow, even when they don't all, the cells don't all see each other, because the minimum would be 8, 1, 1, which is 10. It also can't go on this arrow, because that would have to be 8 plus 1, which is 9, but that can't be a 9 because of this one. So 8s can't go on arrows either. So let's see if we can place some 8s. That's an 8. Those aren't 8s, so one of those 3 is. So that makes that an 8. That makes one of those two an 8. That makes that 8. That makes this an 8, 9 pair. That 8 means that that's not, and that is, could that be an 8? I don't see why not. Okay, so one of those 3 is an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Um, okay, 7 cannot go onto this arrow. Because right, if that was 7, that would be 2 at least. If that was 7, that would be 2 at least. And if that was 7, that would be 2, 3 at least. So yeah, 7 can't go on to this arrow. 7 can't go there. So 7 goes in one of those 3. If that's 7, that's 1, and that would be 8. All right, 1 can't go into those 2 because obviously these arrows do not add up to 1. It doesn't go in those 3, so this is a 1 in one of those 2. These 3s, put a 3 in one of those 3. These 3s, put a 3 into one of those 2. All right. So 7 can't go onto this arrow. So 7 is either there with a 1 there, or it's there. Okay, if this is 7, then that's 1, and this must be 3. And if that's 3, then that needs to add up to 6, and that needs to add up to 6. And there's only 2 ways to make 6 in um, 2 cells, which is 1, 5, and 2, 4. And because they're all in the same row, I have to use both of those. So that would be a 1, 5, 2, 4 quadruple, except there's a 1 there, and I can't do that. So that is not a 7. So that's a 7. Okay. So if that's a 7, then that's a 1, and that's a 3. So that's not a 7. So now 7 must go there. Okay. That places 7 into one of those 2, but if that's a 7, that has to be a 1, 2 pair. That makes 10. which is too much. So that's 7. That now places 7 into one of those two. Uh, 7 can't go onto this arrow because the sum is 7, so 7 is in one of those two. That places 7 into one of these two. 7, 1, 1 could work. That would make that 9. All right. It can't be a 2, obviously. It can't be a 3. It can't be 4. Could it be 5? It's definitely 5 or 6. Right, if this were 5, then right, that's a minimum of 2. Actually, where does 3 go in this box? That could be a 3. Right, if that's 1, that can't be, that could be 2. So that would be 3. That could be another 2, which would be 5. That'd be 1 and 3. Sorry, 1 and 2 and 2. Then this would be 1, but that can't be 1, 3, 1. This is 1 and that's 2, and that's 2. Yeah, I can't make that work. 1, 3, that can't be 1. Yep, that's a 6. So because I could have 4, 1, 1, nominally, these are from 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right, that's not a 3. That's not a 3. That's not a 3 or a 4. And that's not a 1. Right. If that were 4, I'd need both of those to be, I'd need all 4 of those to be 1s, which I can't do, so that's not a 4. If this were a 4, both of those would have to be 1s, so that's not a 4. And then that's not a 4. That can't be a 4 because I'd need both of those to be 1s. All right. Oh, there we go. That gives me a 1, 2 pair. That's a 3. Those two are different because they add up to 3. So let me color that purple and green. I can see that that is now purple. So if that's, how do I get 4 back on there? I'm not sure. If that is 3, 1, then that's 2. And if that's 3, 2, then that has no fill because that would need to be a 1. So those are 1s, that's a 2, and that's a 2. I think that did its job. That places a 1 onto one of those two. In fact, what are my digits left in this column? They are 1, 4, 6. And that is not a 1. That's a 4 or 6. In fact, that's a 4. So that's a 6. So this must be 1 and 2. So that's not a 3. And I need a 1 is definitely there. That's a 2. These are 3, 5, and 4. That's not a 3. That is not a 4. So that is 7 or 8. 3, 4, or 3, 5. Okay, if this is 4 or 5, I need 1, 4, 4, which doesn't work. So that's a 5. That's a 3. That means that that's not a 3, and that is, and that's not a 5, that's a 4. That's a 7. This is a really nice puzzle. That becomes 7, and that makes that 9, which makes that 9. That is an 8-9 pair. And now where does 8 go in this column? It must go there. Okay. We eliminated 6 from there. So because of this 6, so that means that this sums to 5. So this is 3 to make 8 or 4 to make 9. Oh, that 3 means that that's a 4. So that's 9, and that's 8. These 3 digits are 2, 5, 6. Okay, this can't be a 6 or a 5 because that's 1, 2 at the minimum. So that's a 2. So now these 2 add up to 5. It can't be 2, 3, so that's 1, 4. These 2 digits are 5 and 1. That has to be the 1 because if this were a 5, those 2 would have to add up to 2. So if those are 2 1s, that would have to be a 5, which it's not, so that's a 4. And then that is a 2. That's a 1. These 3 digits are now 3, 5, well that's a 5. That must be the 3, and that is a 7. Nope, not a 7. 6. There we go. That looks a little better. This last digit in the row is a 6. This is a 3. So these 2 add up to 6. So 1, 5 or 4, 2. I think both of those options are still available. These 2 digits are 2 and 4, and by Sudoku that's the 2. These 2 add up to 6 to make that 8. But it can't be 2, 4 because there's a 4 in both of those columns. That's a 1, 5, and we know the order. That makes this 4 and 2, and that's the 1. Last digit in the row is a 6. These 2 digits are now, that's the only place for a 3, And that must be quick scan. Is that 4? Yes. So these are, well, that clearly can't be 7 because that would blow the 8. So that's a 7. That's a 2. 5 plus 2 is 7, so that's a 1. This 8 makes that 9, and 8. 2 and 6 makes that 5. That's 6. These are 4 and 5, and we know the order. This is 6. These are 7 and 5, and we know the order. This is a 2. Wait, I've mistyped that. That should be a 5, I think. Yes. And then these two are 5 and 6, which is 6 and 5. That is a fun puzzle. Lots of interesting logic there. Yeah, it just all neatly fits together, and it's got great symmetry too. Really appreciate this, Riffclown. I really enjoyed it. If you like this solve, then please hit the like button, subscribe to see some more, and I would love to hear your comments. I'm looking forward to next time. Be seeing you.